All right, good morning, folks. It's 5:18 in the morning. It's late. It's 48.6 degrees on day 117. It's July 28th. And we're going to get into Yellowstone today. I'm waking up. All right, good morning again, folks. 6:34 in the morning. 48 degrees even. Back on, I don't know, whatever it is, Jackass Loop Road or whatever. Yeah, slept good again last night. Never really got very cold again last night. No condensation, no weather. That's all great. I will say at some point overnight, I don't know what, maybe midnight or 1 or something, I heard a large animal outside. I'd say outside my tent, but it wasn't like it was, I don't even think it knew my tent was there. But I didn't wake up and see what animal it was really, because I heard the hooves of it, some kind of cloven-hooved animal, and there's not really many of those that demand my immediate attention out here, so I just kind of heard that it was probably 30 feet away or so on this road, and just kind of ignored it and went back to sleep, so it was fine. Yeah, definitely slept late. Whatever, just is what it is. I'm not gonna make excuses. I was just tired, still tired. That's fine. I did look ahead though and see that today, theoretically, is supposed to be a flat day, which would be nice. We're gonna be going, I don't know what, 6 miles or something. I don't know. I can't really calculate the exact distance. Maybe 6 miles or so to the Yellowstone National Park border, which would be great. Crossing into Yellowstone and then turning west to visit the Beckler Ranger Station in the far southwest corner of Yellowstone. Beckler, B-E-C-H-L-E-R, Beckler Ranger Station, which will also put me within 500 miles or so of Idaho, 500 feet or so of the state line between Wyoming and Idaho. But I don't think I got any use for Idaho on this hike. I'm going to be avoiding it when I shouldn't say avoiding it. I'm not going to be going to Idaho when I go further north in another couple days. And I think I'm just going to kind of let it ride. I don't know. We'll kind of see how we go. I do plan on stopping by Beckler because I did make camping reservations for Yellowstone. But the way it works is that when you get to Yellowstone, they want you to swing by a station or an entrance station or whatever and pick up an actual permit. So I don't really know what all the hullabaloo is about. I guess they want to make sure you're there and take advantage of having an opportunity to kind of talk to you about bear safety and all that, which honestly, I'm happy to hear them if that's what it's about. Because as I've said many times on these videos now, I don't want to do anything stupid. So, but I feel pretty good about it. I mean, I got bear line, I got my earth sack, I got my odor-proof bags. I feel like I got my bear game pretty well dialed in, but we'll see what the rangers say. Anyway, so we'll cross into Yellowstone 6 miles, another 3 or so, I don't really know. We'll be over at Beckler. From Beckler, we shoot off in a northeasterly direction along some long old trail. And either today or tomorrow, there might be a hot spring, which would be pretty cool. And also kind of a good opportunity for me able to take a dip in a hot spring to break up what would otherwise be a 8 or 9 day stretch without any sort of bathing whatsoever. So, well, not much I can do about the laundry, but hopefully I'll be able to, not with soap or anything, but hopefully just kind of like take a rinse and maybe wash up a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. I think that's today. Might be tomorrow though. Not really sure. Either way, man, Yellowstone. Super, super, super excited. I will get hiking, hopefully turn on some makeup speed here on some flatland, and I will definitely check in with you guys just a little bit later on. right, 9:46, 72 degrees even, and I've made it to the Falls River, which is on the map as a ford. You can see one trail marker over on the opposite side. Here's the accompanying trail marker. I am not super duper in love with this, and I can't quite tell how deep the river gets. I see a lot of white caps, which tends to suggest shallower waters, but that water's pretty good and moving too. Don't love it, but I think this is my option for now. We'll hope for the best. Good afternoon, folks. It is 1 p.m. on the nose, 82.8 degrees, and I'm just leaving the Beckler Ranger Station. Super nice, a couple of rangers here. So again, like I think I mentioned earlier, while I was in Jackson with my parents, I charted out this whole jump through Yellowstone. Excuse me, it's supposed to be 4 nights in Yellowstone. Going from obviously here at the furthest southwest point, and then ejecting up through the northwest point. It was going to involve some road walking. It was going to involve several different things. Had all those campsites booked, and the way it works for Yellowstone, you book up your campsites or whatever, and then come here and you got to jam with the ranger and get your permit when you get here. That's fine, no problem at all. So jammed with the rangers. Turns out that the final campsite, which I had booked for Yellowstone, is closed, as is some portion of trail on either side of it, on account of a carcass, which is pretty exciting. You know, but oops. Oh, hang on, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So yes, there's a closure at my final night camping, on account of a carcass somewhere on the trail or something like that. So clearly, I don't want to be anywhere the heck near a dead animal, in grizzly country. So we had to spend a while, maybe an hour, poking through maps, excuse me, trying to come up with an alternative which would be both achievable in terms of mileage and achievable in terms of availability at these camp spots. So it took a lot of doing, and it took some sacrifice from what I had really wanted to do, but we figured something out. I won't really bother going into all the details, but basically I'm not going to be able to hit the Sky Rim Trail, which was a trail recommended to me by a ranger on my first phone call with Yellowstone. But instead of the Sky Rim Trail, I will be hitting Bighorn Pass. So you win some, you lose some. And Gaia, again, just like 2 days ago, my maps are not working. I tried restarting my phone, all that, and my topographic maps are not working. So that's a huge bummer. And the reason why I bring that up is just because I have but only the faintest of ideas as to what mileage those last 2 days will be, because my maps won't load. There's scant, if any, service here, and certainly whatever amount of service there is insufficient for charting a new course. So it's fine. Tomorrow I should be by Old Faithful, and I'm hoping that at Old Faithful there might be better service and I might be able to get this a little more dialed in. A couple closing thoughts on Beckler. Again, the rangers were awesome, super patient, super helpful. One of them let me use his phone so that I could kind of chart this course. One time I did it and it came up with 28 miles. The next time I did it came up with 19 miles. So either one of those is achievable. 19's a bit paltry, but you know, whatever. But also at Beckler, as soon as I arrived, luckily, before I even knew that any of this would be a thing, I was able to plug in my battery, a couple GoPro batteries, my phone, throw some charge into some things. So that's real nice. I also cooked, ate, cleaned, and disposed of my trash here at the Beckler Ranger Station, which is also really fantastic. So happy to have been able to take care of that anyways. And the poor rangers were like apologetic that my plan had to change. And I mean, look, it's a bummer, but 0% of me is upset that they're trying to help me find an alternative to walking by a dead body in grizzly country. So I'm thrilled as could be, continue to be as thrilled as could be with the Yellowstone Rangers out here. So shout out, brave public servants of Yellowstone. Another score for the NPS. So anyways, I should be, who in the world knows, 10 to 16 miles away from my first campsite in Yellowstone, which, as it turns out, is the campsite very much nearest, indeed only about a half mile from a feature in Yellowstone called Mr. Bubbles, which is one of the few, if not only, hot springs here in Yellowstone, is my understanding, which you're allowed to go in, which should be really fun. So apparently this campsite is like quite a hot commodity because folks seek it out. Well, tonight it's mine. So I got to skedaddle to get down there though, because as I said, it's 1 o'clock and that's potentially 16 miles away. So hopefully we should be there by 6 if the terrain stays movable. 6, 7, who knows? Don't have to stop to eat. We'll have to stop to filter more water though. Oh, there's also water at Beckler. All right, that's it. I'll talk to you later. Hey guys, sorry, I just turned back on. I meant to follow up on that river ford. It went good. It was only about knee deep. It was moving pretty fast. So I added about 5 or 10 centimeters to each trekking pole, 5 centimeters, I think. Yeah, and went for it, and it was good. Honestly, the bottom surface of the stones and things, some were a little bit slimy and slippy, but for the most part, it was okay. It was an okay crossing. Usually just right below knee level, sort of bottom of the strike zone, if you will, for any baseball fans. Yeah, the water was moving and it was a broad river, maybe 150, 200 feet across. But it was all right. It was all right. I didn't feel too bad about it once I started going. Yeah, so pretty good ford indeed. All right, good evening, guys. It is 5:18 in the evening, and 84.6 degrees according to the thermometer, but I should mention it might still be mad with me. One of these last shots right here was kind of a close-up of the hot spring with the water coming straight out of the spring. And I could see with my eyes, but I'm not sure if the camera caught steam rising up out of the water, so kind of piqued my curiosity. And my watch also has a thermometer built in. That's how I give you guys the temperature some of the time. And decided to dip in my watch, see what it read. Well, it jumped from whatever it was to 101 to 113, and then quickly just 3 little dash lines denoting that it was out of range, that it was too hot. So I certainly know it's somewhere above 113 degrees, but your guess is as good as mine for how hot that spring was. Anyways, I snapped on because I'm just some fraction of a mile, less than a half mile, less than a quarter mile away from my camp, which is known to most people as, well, I don't know about to most people, but in English words, it's known as Three River Junction. But to Yellowstone National Park, it is known as 9D, as in Delta 1, 9 Delta 1. So this is the one I had reserved, one of the ones I had reserved last week or whatever, a few days ago, I don't remember, in Jackson. And apparently this is the really cool one because it's right next to Mr. Bubbles, which I'm really, really excited about. But I wanted to snap on and give you my nightly check-in right now, so that the minute I get to 9 Delta 1, pitch up my tent, get my bunk squared away, and then jump down to Mr. Bubbles. I'm excited as heck about that, man. Yeah, today was a good day, man, and I'm really happy with the progress I made. I mean, just over 29 miles, average moving pace, almost 3.5 miles an hour. A lot of that is owing to accommodating topography and mostly accommodating terrain, which always helps. I'll be honest, the first little bit in Yellowstone was a bit of a bummer, just a lot of woods and stuff I could have seen on the AT last year. Excuse me, it opened up to that huge meadow, that huge open meadow with the view of the Grand Tetons in the back. And that was really exciting, and it started to feel like I was someplace unique. And then it was back into the woods for a little while. And then only in the past half mile have these geothermal hot springs started appearing, which is really cool to see. There's a couple guys down here. I'm gonna give them some privacy and then keep going. Yeah, man, so far so good in Yellowstone, dude. Ranges are great, park is great. Been following this Beckler River all day. That's great. Yeah, no complaints. I'm gonna go ahead and zip down to camp, get pitched up, jump over to Mr. Bubbles, the hot spring. And I probably won't check back in, but we may have some more clips coming from the hot spring. We'll kind of see. All right, talk to you guys tomorrow anyways. Guys, I hope you're not too terribly offended by my shirtlessness. I assure you I am still wearing my underwear. We have made it to Mr. Bubbles, and miracle of miracles, I suppose, owing perhaps in no small part to the fact that it's almost 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock, something like that. I have it to myself, man. I have it to myself. So This is amazing. This is amazing. I was really, really hoping it would be this way. I brought my food bag, so I'm gonna have some snack dinner over here. I also have my buff, so I'm gonna take a little like poor man shower without any soap. What's happening here is that the hot water is coming in off this spring right back here and feeding into this little pool, and running directly next to the pool over here is the river. I'm not sure which river that is off the top of my head, excuse me. And then off in the distance, all that steam billowing up, that is from another hot spring over there. Really, really amazing. I don't think I'm gonna get anywhere near that one though. This is so named Mr. Bubbles because of that bubbling cauldron that's feeding up into this collection pool. So I am definitely going to hang out here for a little while. Tomorrow I know we have Old Faithful. Tomorrow's supposed to be a 22-mile day. Yeah, I might hang out here for a little bit. I'd rather not walk in the dark, but I have my headlamp in case that's what I decide to do. I already dug a hole. I already pitched my bear line. So pretty much all the chores are done. The tent is up, as you saw. I'm gonna hang out, man. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna have some snacks. I'm gonna take a little buff shower. Bathe with my buff. Bathe with my buff. And hang out for a little while. Man, this place is awesome. Awesome, awesome. And as you move, you can feel the different ribbons of cold and hot air. So like right here, where this hot spring is feeding directly in, I can feel the hot air current. And if I move just 3 feet over, I can feel some cold river water coming in. It's lovely, man. This is really, really a spectacular, really spectacular spot. So happy to be here.